show me what I'm worth.
Hello, my name is Freyr. I'm your favorite local forest gremlin, a Polish sociology student, and a pop culture enthusiast. And welcome to my little corner of the internet where I discuss every single form of popular media that I personally enjoy, whether that's musical albums, the Eurovision Song Contest, or different TV shows that I'm obsessed with. Today we get to do something that's slightly different. I've done one reaction to an album before, that was The Life of a Showgirl by Taylor Swift, and that is up on my channel if you want to watch it. But this is gonna be slightly different because the album we're tackling today is Everybody Scream by Florence and the Machine. Now, why I'm saying different is because with Taylor, I have been a fan for years. You know, I know her discography practically like the back of my hand. Meanwhile, Florence, I can't really say the same thing. I have listened to Dance Fever. I think it's a phenomenal project, don't get me wrong, but I haven't really been listening to a lot of Florence's projects, so I'm very, very excited for Everybody Scream. I sort of decided that I really want to listen to this album with you guys when I first heard the titular track, which is Everybody Scream. I thought it was incredible. I saw the music video for it as well. I think it's one of my favorite songs of the year. It's incredible. And that kind of propelled me to want to make a reaction to the album itself. Aside from Everybody Scream, I know none of the songs on this track list. However, I have heard some things without like major spoilers. My friend who has listened to the album texted me right after it came out that apparently I'm really gonna love Sympathy Magic. And also it's very sad. And listen, if you know me, you know I love sad music. So whatever this album has cooking for us, I'm gonna enjoy. The vibe of it though, it feels like we're diving into some like folk horror territory, and I am very excited to explore that. But before we get into the actual album, I would like to quickly remind you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can always like the video, you can comment down below, you can share it around with your friends, and you can follow me on all of my other socials, which are listed in the description box below. Those include Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and a plethora of others. So now, looking at the track list, I'm gonna claim Sympathy Magic, Kraken, and Music by Man. I think just title-wise, these are the ones that interest me the most. But who knows, maybe we're gonna get into something that I don't quite expect. All right, well, I have my coffee, and I think I'm ready to press play on Everybody Scream by Florence and the Machine. I wish I had like a candle or a light or something. This pre-chorus is so cool too. Like, this is a gathering of witches. This next vocal take is probably my favorite part of the entire song. Like, peak. Everybody dance. Everybody sing. Everybody move. Everybody scream.
Here I can take up the whole of the sky. I'm furling, becoming my full size. And look at me burst through the ceiling. I'm just so glad you came. Breathless and begging and screaming my name. Screaming my protect me from evil, the magic and the misery, madness and the mystery. Oh, what has it done to me? Everybody scream.
I find this song fascinating on so many levels because on one hand, it really does feel like some sort of ritual is happening around you. Like it does feel witchy. It does feel like you're crashing some sort of like coven meeting or something deep in the woods underneath the moonlight. But also I think it explores themes that we see other artists talk about, but I've never seen this angle on it. This song, in my understanding, is mostly about fame and being a performer, being on a stage, and the relationship you have with the fans, with the people who support you. And sort of, you hear them screaming your name, and thus you come alive and you get up on that stage once again and perform. Here I don't have to be quiet. Here I don't have to be kind, extraordinary and normal all at the same time. But look at me run myself ragged. Blood on the stage, but how can I leave you when you're screaming my name? The blood on the stage to me is almost like a sacrifice that you give to fame and to this sort of lifestyle. The part that always intrigued me is the outro, because it genuinely feels like you're having an incantation, a hex placed on you. The witchcraft, the medicine, the spells and the injections, the harvest, the needle protect me from evil, the magic and the misery, madness and the mystery. Oh, what has it done to me? Everybody scream. I am very, very intrigued about this part specifically because you have the witchcraft, the medicine, the spells, and then you suddenly have injections and needles. So it's like you're combining these like folk, witchy, mystical elements with like something that's very modern. I wonder if that sort of combination is going to be explored further on the record, because it feels like something that would be very interesting to like talk about, the comparison between like tradition and the mysticism of it all with the modern world and kind of the juxtaposition between the two. But either way, I fucking love this song. This is a banger, and I think this was the correct lead single. I love this song. I think it's incredible, and it is one of my favorite songs of the entire year. I think it's likely gonna be one of my favorites on the projects as well. Although granted, I haven't heard it in full, so we're gonna see. The next song is called One of the Greats. This has almost like a Western vibe to it.
I crawled up from under the earth, broken nails and coughing dirt, spitting out my song so you could sing along. Oh, and with each bedraggled breath I knew I came back from the dead.
Oh.
Show you how it's done, to show you what it takes to conquer and to crucify, to become one of the great.
Oh, I'm gonna stop her right here. This entire first verse is basically digging up away from your own grave. See, now this is the part where I don't feel confident about doing this reaction because I don't know much about Florence Welsh or Florence and the Machine just in general. And I feel like there is some lore, there's some stories that need to be said. I don't know, let's see what Genius talks about. Florence Welsh references her experience with facing her mortality in 2023 when she underwent life-saving surgery and was forced to cancel various shows. Florence reflects on this time, as well as her identity as a performer, where she feels as though she's crawled back from the brink of death to do what she's always done, perform. And suddenly that outro of Everybody Scream starts making a little bit more sense, because you have the medicine and the injections, and I'm assuming it's being in touch with the mysticism, with the magic of it all, but also now having gone through a life-saving surgery. Is that what that's referring to? I had no idea this happened. I also find it very interesting that, we sing about her having practically a near-death experience, and the first thing she does whilst, she's digging up her way out of the grave is spitting out songs. I find that very interesting because I feel like that can be interpreted many different ways. You can talk about how art and making art can be healing for a person, healing for an artist, but it can also be some sort of like obligation that she feels like she has placed upon her.
Did I get it right? Do I win the prize?
Prize?
Do you regret bringing me back to life? Arms outstretched back from the dead, streetlights burst dream made flesh, in my dresses, in my flowering sadness.
Oh,
like
wow.
a woman to profit from her madness. I was only beautiful under the lights, only powerful there. Burned out at 36. Why did you dig me up for this?
This entire third verse is just crazy. I did my best, tried to impress my childhood dream made flesh, and my dresses and my flowering sadness, so like a woman to profit from her madness. I was only beautiful under the lights, only powerful there, burned out at 36. Why did you dig me up for this? From my understanding of these lyrics, she has, chased this dream of being on the stage, being a musician, being an artist, and she's done so much to impress her childhood version of herself, which I feel like a lot of us kind of do. Like, I feel like that's very, very relatable, but also then she is burned out at 36. Why did you dig me up for this? And according to Genius, this does reference her near-death experience at the age of 36. Oh, I'm gonna be honest. When I hear somebody describe an album as a sad album, I typically think of like, oh, heartbreak. Oh, I don't know, something else, right? I don't necessarily go to death, but the saddest album I have ever heard in my life is called The Great Impersonator by Halsey. By the way, made a video about it. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. And I think it's the only time I've really heard an artist, tackle the idea of death throughout a project like that. So I'm very, very interested to hear a different take on it. But also, that album broke me in ways I didn't know I could be broken. So seeing all of this, and we're only on like song 2, I'm already worried for the rest of the album, because I did not expect to leave emotionally damaged from this experience. Her mortality forces her to question the priorities in her life, and a large one being her relationship with performance, the stage, and her career as a whole. She also expresses self-doubt over whether she can separate her identity from her career, whether her being granted the great status is because of or in spite of living through her near-death experience. Oh no, oh my god, I'm getting so many flashbacks from The Great Impersonator. I think that's also such a deep thing to think about, I think with artists, there's a level of the motive of like exegi monumentum, I built a statue and the statue is your art, and therefore, because of the art that you've created, you're sort of immortalized. You are no longer just a person, you are a figure, you are a higher being, a higher identity. And to think about that take, which I feel like we see in a lot of different songs, but then you have an artist here questioning her mortality and trying to make sense of it when compared to her relationship with the stage and her career. This is so intriguing. I am so sorry that she had to go through that. I'm assuming that that must have been incredibly, incredibly traumatizing. But I have to applaud her for being able to write something so deep and so profound about this experience. I think this might be one of the most like original and thought-provoking ideas I've seen in music since I don't even know when.
But I'm really done it this time. This one is all mine. I'll be up there with the men and the 10 of the women and the 100 greatest records of all time.
Oh.
It must be nice to be a man and make boring music just because you can. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan. You're my second favorite frontman, and you could have me if you weren't so afraid of me. It's funny how men don't find power very sexy. So this one's for the ladies. Do I drive you crazy?
This is crazy.
Did I get it right?
I'm sorry, I keep pausing a lot, but this bridge, we need to dissect this, because I'll be up there with the man and the 10 other women in the 100 greatest records of all time. It must be nice to be a man and make boring music just because you can. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan. You're my second favorite frontman. I feel like some people might be mad at her for this lyric, but frankly, she should say it because she's right. The bar for male artists is so low when compared to women, and yet they get rewarded for it times 10. Like the most generic, boring, uninspired stuff made by men charts in the fucking Billboard 200 or like Billboard, what? The Billboard Hot 100, not the Billboard 200. The Billboard Hot 100 for like fucking years, but women make inspiring music like this, and it's nowhere to be seen. And now we're back to the chorus. Ooh. The backing vocal? Crazy work. Oh my god. What is that? So, I think I just witnessed music get invented, and that was interesting. I am gagged. This is a 6.5 minute song, and it was packed full of incredible lyricism and incredible instrumentation. I think the concept of it, tackling the topic of death and comparing it to the so-called immortality that you receive when you're a performer, when you are a famous artist, and kind of thinking about those two ideas, and also calling yourself one of the greats, thinking you've earned that status, but also comparing yourself to some of the greats that are men. Well, most of the greats in that regard, because let's be honest, most of the people who are considered to be the greats are men. There's so much in that song. I feel like I could just, when I'm gonna listen to it again, I feel like I'm gonna pick up on so many new things, and the lyrical content of it itself is just like, I could probably write an entire essay about that song, and don't blame me if I do. I think that was one of the most original ideas I've heard in music in a while, as I said before, and I am very intrigued to see what that means for the rest of the projects as well, if those are going to be like reoccurring themes in the coming songs. Like, I wonder where we're gonna go from here, because I feel like this almost feels like closer to an album, if you know what I mean, like, because it talks about so many different things, and I feel like it wrapped everything in such a perfect package that I'm just like, I'm really excited to see where we go from here. And the next song that we are going to be visiting is called The Witch Dance. Let's see, what witches are we gonna be dancing with? Why is there someone panting in my ear?
Over my legs, lie down with death. We kiss, we sigh, we sweat. His blackberry mouth stains my nightgown.
What the fuck?
Wrap my legs around and it tastes like life. I twist, I bite, the foxes shatter in the night.
Bitch, what the fuck?
Shimmering landscape, widen my eyes. Can I keep all this beauty forever inside?
Pause. So much just happened in under a minute. What the actual hell did I just hear? Open my legs, lie down with death. We kiss, we sigh, we sweat. His blackberry mouth stains my nightgown. I pull him close, wrap my legs around, and it tastes like life. I twist, I bite. The foxes chatter in the night. I am shocked, but in a good way, because again, talking about original concepts, having intercourse with death is crazy, but also like it makes sense. And I think to like high school when during my Polish classes, because once again, I am not English, I'm not American, I am Polish. During like the medieval times section of the program, there was a theme that we learned about, which was called Dance Macabre. Basically, Dance Macabre is a theme that shows death, dancing with people and inviting them to dance with it. Basically, familiarizing people with the idea of death, because back then the lifespan was pretty short and death was kind of all around, so it kind of helped make sense with it and familiarize ourselves with it before it came. It was also in a way showing that no matter how wealthy or how great positioned you were equal in front of death, because death danced with everybody. I feel like this is sort of a take on that theme, but instead of dancing with death and being very, very close with it, we are having intercourse with it. Wait, it says here on Genius that this is a metaphor following an ectopic pregnancy just 2 years before. So, oh my god. There's a quote here and it says, "The closest I came to death was trying to make life. And you don't get that without desire." This is insane.
I tear off my nightgown and run naked through the town.
Oh my. Oh, whoa.
Run through rain, run through fog, taking consolation in cats and dogs and things that cannot speak.
This part is insane.
A stranger came to my door, and I welcomed him in. I came to a clearing full of wailing and keening, a well of tears that never runs dry.
The tempo change again.
I've been waiting to meet you. It's only a matter of time. After all, there's nobody more monstrous than me.
Every time there's something like that, I'm just like gagged. I am in shock. I am in awe. I feel like I'm gonna need 3 business days to process what I just heard, but my god, this was incredible. I like how the tempo changes and the different instrumentations happen throughout the song. It feels like they indicate different parts of the experience of being so close with death. You have the panting, the very, very high, urgent, and then you break into this sort of like, I think this is like a post-chorus type thing, where you have the, desire beyond reason, ruinous thing. A stranger came to my door and I welcomed him in. And that's where everything kind of drops out and you have just this heavenly sound. I feel like that comes from sort of the pleasure, and then we are back into it, and suddenly we get into the outro and the bridge, which feel like everything sort of slows down, but you still hear some of those elements from other parts, and it feels like we are closer to death than we've been throughout the entire song. I also really like the lyric here. Thrust my fists in the ground and the earth made a moaning sound. And why I like it is because if I remember in a lot of different storytelling words, specifically Agatha All Along, and yes, I will be referencing that show because I fucking love that show. The original Green Witch is said to be Death herself. So, Death and Earth, there is a big connection there. It's basically a cycle of nature. So she came closer to nature and the cycle of it that she's ever been before. I think this is one of, again, some of the best music I've heard in a while. I am so impressed. I honestly, I didn't think I would like this album that much. It's so mystical, but realistic, but scary, but just shocking. Okay, the next song is called Sympathy Magic, and this is one that I was told that I'm gonna... Wait, am I saying this? What do you mean Aaron Dessner is on this album? Shut the fuck up. I had no idea that Aaron Dessner was involved in this project, but that actually explains a lot, doesn't it? I'm gonna put up the fangirling for a different time because I love Aaron Dessner. I think he's fantastic, and we're just gonna listen to Sympathy Magic. Oh. I can already tell why my friend thought I would like this.
Tugging at me all the time, chewing on a feeling and spitting it out. Crouched in a ball gown.
Oh my...
Anxious
that background?
Vague humiliations of fate. I do not find worthiness and virtue. I no longer try to be good. It didn't keep me safe like you told me that it would. So come on, tear me wide open.
Wow.
Let the chorus console me. Sympathy magic.
Pause. You know what that background reminds me? The beat behind. Doesn't it kind of sound like Test Drive from How to Train Your Dragon? I am obsessed already. I have no idea what she just said because I was just so busy like taking in that instrumental. Aaron Dessner, you are the real one. I love you. I do not find worthiness a virtue. I no longer try to be good. It didn't keep me safe like it told me that it would. So come on, turn me wide open, a terrible gift. Let the chorus console me, sympathy magic. Okay, I'm gonna need help to understand what is going on here. I feel like she almost is talking about her like past experiences in life and how no matter what they were and how she tried to approach them, they didn't turn out to be good and only hurt her further. So she's almost like, I guess, asking for consolation, asking for that sympathy magic. Is that a good way to interpret it? I have no idea, really. But honestly, I don't even really need to understand what she's saying because the song itself just sounds phenomenal.
The only God that I know, and it does not want me on my knees to believe.
Oh yeah.
Head high, arms wide, aching, 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 and alive, and alive, till I cannot contain it. La, 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 la. So come on, I can take it. Give me everything you got. What else?
Oh my god, I love this.
What else? What else? So come on, I can take it. Give me everything you got. What else? What else? What else? What else? Sympathy magic.
Shut up.
Sympathy magic. Come on, I can take it. Sympathy magic. Sympathy magic. So come on.
This is so good. I could literally cry right now. I think this is the best song I've heard all year, or possibly during my entire life. I am speechless. I literally just heard God. And if God doesn't sound like this, then I don't fucking want it. You know, like, I am... This is genuinely one of the best songs I think I've heard in my lifetime. And you know what it is? What really sells me on it is the sense of freedom in it. This feels like you're not grounded anymore. You're flying above the fields. You know, you're flying with the wind. You are soaring through the sky, and you're past your limitations. You know, you are free from everything. It's so beautiful. That arrangement and her voice and the choir behind it, I am obsessed. I am so happy I listened to this. This is incredible. I kind of don't want to move on from this, but we do have, like, I think 8 other songs that we need to check out. So let's dive in. But I honestly don't think there's anything that could beat this song. Actually, on any album, really. I am shaken to my core. So the next song is called Perfume and Milk. This kind of reminds me of one of the greats, like, style-wise. It also has a little, like, that dark Western vibe to it.
Perfume and milk, the body in bloom, the falling leaves, the fallen fruit, the rot and the ruin, the earth and the worms, the seasons change, the world turns, doing the work and sleeping alone, downloading revelations, divine love on my phone, trying to read but getting distracted. Trying to live but feeling so damaged, and all shall be well, all shall be well. Miracles are often inconvenient.
I think I know where this is
and
going.
Prayer is a spell.
I don't know if I like it.
The land it thaws, and the leaves turn green, and the blue stars of snow glories with the winter jasmine. Clothes of silk and satin, lace and leather, the one pink ribbon that holds me together, and all shall...
I feel like what I'm hearing here is her kind of comparing her journey of healing and sort of making sense of what happened to her body, and sort of comparing that to the cycle of nature and how, you know, everything kind of dies by the end of autumn, leaves fall, the grass turns brown, but then again the land, it falls and the leaves turn green again, and the blue stars of snow glories with the winter jasmine, and April comes with its blossom beaten by rain. So everything sort of blooms again, and even though it feels dark in the moment, I feel like this song definitely feels a little darker. It feels like we are in the gray November, or like one of the winter months where everything has died and you just cannot help but to feel slightly miserable, slightly depressed. Maybe it's because of, like, I don't know, the lack of sunlight, or just in general, you know, you're not happy. And then everything sort of resurrects itself, I guess, and you start feeling a little bit better. I feel like that's where we're going. I'm really interested in the one pink ribbon. The one pink ribbon that holds me together. This is reminiscent of the folk story, The Green Ribbon. It follows a girl who always wears a green ribbon around her neck and refuses to let her husband remove it until she is on her deathbed. When he finally unties the ribbon, her head falls off and the ribbon was holding it in place. So instead we have a pink ribbon. I don't know what the pink could signify, but like the one pink ribbon that holds me together is, of course, like one thing that holds you together. And I feel like that's nature, that's seeing how everything comes alive again. I feel like that's what it is. And honestly, I kind of relate to that.
Well, healing is slow. It comes and it goes. A glimpse of the sun in a flurry of snow. The first green shoots in a sudden frost. Oh, something's gained and something's lost. The rot and the ruin, the earth and the worms, the seasons change, the world turns, the world turns.
That is gorgeous. I really like what I just heard. And I feel like my theory about, you know, the cycle of nature and healing alongside it is, I think that's what Florence is singing about here, especially, you know, with the seasons change, the world turns, and something's gained when something's lost. A glimpse of the sun, then a flurry of snow, the first green shoots in the sun and frost. I feel like that's what we're touching on. And I think that, again, like, this is another time where I'm just like absolutely gagged by a concept that she's come up with. I wasn't expecting this, but I feel like it also really makes sense with the aesthetic and the kind of vibe of the album, you know, the kind of folk horror witchy vibe and healing with nature. I think that's beautiful. And again, this is one of those songs that I feel like whenever I come back to it, I'm just gonna discover new layers to just peel off and to be amazed by. This next song is called Buckle. Buckle? What? Okay, we're gonna see what a buckle is, because I don't think I know what that is. Oh, I definitely hear Aaron on this one. Is he on this? Yeah, he is. Okay, yeah. I definitely hear Aaron on this one.
Crowd of thousands came to see me, and you couldn't reply for 3 days.
Oh no.
'Cause I'm stupid and I'm damaged and you're a disaster. And you walk into the room, oh, none of it matters. Oh baby, I just buckle my resolution in tatters. 'Cause I know it won't work, but make it ache, make it hurt. Keep me a secret, choose someone else. I'm still hanging off the buckle on your belt.
I hate how much I love how this sounds. I like country music. I can't help it. I like country vibes in music. But this... And you know what? I feel like if I just heard this song on its own, I think I'd be fine. But it is because I already started thinking about The Great Impersonator doing one of the greats. And now all of these songs are coming back into my memory, and I cannot help but to think that this is sort of giving Life of a Spider. I feel like Life of a Spider is probably the saddest song I've ever heard in my life. It's so excruciatingly sad. It's absolutely heartbreaking, and I feel like it tackles similar themes to Buckle. It's this person that doesn't care about you, that can't reply to you for 3 days when you are not feeling good and when you're going for something, and who aren't there to support you. And when they do show up, it feels like a reward, but they show up very rarely, and you also can't quite leave because it's not the right time. You know, you're already so vulnerable, and making such a change in your life can be even worse for you. So she's still hanging off the buckle of his belt, and it's, oh my God.
Then you close the door and leave me screaming on the floor. Oh baby, I just buckle. I can't take it anymore and let you walk all over me, honey. You make me think my therapy is a waste of money. I should be over it. I'm much too old for this, but I'm not over it. Show me what I'm worth. Keep me a secret. Choose someone else. I'll still be here hanging
how much I love this.
on your bed.
Well, this just made me very sad. I no, no, First of all, fuck whoever this is about. I wish them the worst because you don't treat somebody like this, especially when they're in a very, very vulnerable state. But Jesus Christ, this song. Like, out of all the songs we listen to, and I'm not saying this like as to diminish it, but this is probably the most simple, the most conventional one. But it also, I feel like it hurts the most. It sounds so good, but I feel like I'm never listening to this again. Honestly, same thing with The Life of a Spider. I avoid that song like fire because I just don't want to make myself sad. And I feel like I'm gonna be avoiding Buckle as well. Okay, no, we have to move on. We have to. Yeah. Hopefully Kraken is happy. I don't think it is, but we'll see.
You come on screen, so good looking it's obscene. I put my fist into my mouth and scream. Some things it seems are catching up with me. I grow many arms and legs and then I start to sing. And all of my peers that had such potential, but the swamp it took them down.
Oh my God.
Creature from the deep, do I haunt you in your sleep? My tentacles so tender as I caress your cheek. Did you know how big I would become and how much I would eat? So glamorous and ravenous as I drag you off your feet.
I was about to say something and she just went there. Oh my God. I love what I just heard. And I feel like the placement of this song on the track list, specifically right after Buckle, is it's such a clear indicator of what this song is about and what the reference is. I feel like it's about that person from Buckle who acted neglectful over Florence, but now she has sat in this like misery and slowly drowned in it. But instead of getting like killed by it or actually like, drowning in it, she grew, arms, legs, tentacles, became a Kraken, and now she is this big creature ready to just like take revenge, I guess. I don't think she's like actually taking revenge. I think it's more so in the sense of being able to write about it and being honest about it and putting art about how horrible this person was into the world, because I think that in of itself is already like pretty big like acts of revenge almost. But I also love this pre-chorus here. All of my peers, they had such potential. The swamp, it took them down. So it almost feels like she had, people in her life or people she knew that were in similar situations, but they didn't really manage to come out on top in these situations, if that makes sense. I feel like that's what she's sort of touching on. That post-chorus, though, is incredible. It genuinely feels like she is a siren, though. Like she is pulling this person into the water deeper and deeper and drowning them with this beautiful voice and showing them exactly what they've done to her and deserved. Another idea that I just came up with, because Krakens, I think in Scandinavian mythology, they're meant to be like very, very big monsters, sea monsters practically. I feel like what that could refer to is the size of her persona, And what I mean by that is her fame. She is incredibly famous. She is a big star. She is a celebrity. She is an incredibly popular artist. So she's almost of like a higher caliber than this person. So because they hurt her, clearly they didn't think about like the consequences of it and who they were hurting, because turns out she is the bigger person in this relationship. She just has way more power, and she can turn all of that hurt into art and not only profit off of it, but also thanks to that, everybody's gonna hear her story. And I think that is also a possible meaning. You know, she is one of the greats. Overall, I really like this song, and I especially like it after Bockhole. That song was very, very sad, and this song I feel like makes me feel a little bit more optimistic about the situation that Florence is in. You know, like it feels like she's come out on top, and even though it's not 100% positive, because I feel like it just never is. Those situations are not black and white. You can never just be happy. There's always something else. But I feel like this is the best it can get right now, and I really, really like this song. Okay, the next song is called Old Religion. Oh, a piano. I don't think we've heard a piano on this project yet.
And the old religion humming in your veins, some animal instinct starting up again. A lightning strike, a fallen tree, and I'm afraid, oh, don't let it find me. 'Cause you had to run yourself, you see, and I'm powerless, so don't remind me.
First of all, that instrumental and the way that it built, absolute cinema. I wonder if this song is also related to Kraken and to Bockhole, because specifically the "and I'm powerless, oh, don't remind me" kind of makes me think of how she must have felt in that relationship.
And it's your troubled hero, back for season 6. When it's at its darkest, it's my favorite bit. Watch me crawl on hands and knees and scratch at the door of heaven. A lightning strike,
This chorus is insane.
fallen tree, and I'm afraid, oh, don't let it find me. You wonder why we're hungry for some kind of release. A lightning strike, a fallen tree, and I'm afraid, oh, don't let it find me.
My God.
But you can't yourself, you see, and powerless, so don't remind me.
I think this might be one of the most epic songs on this project as of right now. I just the instrumentation in the chorus already, I'm like, yeah, song of the year, right? It's beautiful, and I think it kind of makes sense with the lyric of the "but you can't outrun yourself, you see," because it genuinely feels like we are running from something, and I feel like what we're running from is the Kraken, is the monster that this person created by neglecting Florence. And I feel like that's also said here in the bridge, and it's the old religion humming in your veins, some animal instincts starting up again, and I am wounded so tightly I hardly even breathe. You wonder why we are hungry for some kind of release. You know, she is tired of being in this situation, and finally she unleashes her true potential. She's ready to I don't think take revenge is the right term for this. Just like she is ready to show this person what she feels exactly. And I feel like "and I'm powerless, I know, don't remind me," I feel like in this sense is almost a little bit more sarcastic, because there is some like primal energy behind those words. Like I feel like she unlocked some sort of new power that he just didn't think she had before. Like I think saying that someone is powerless is almost like denying them the like control over you in some way. So I feel like what this person is saying is, you're powerless, you can't do anything to me. But she's almost like laughing at them. Maybe not laughing at them, but she's like talking about it in like a sarcastic way nearly. I think this was one of the best songs on the project so far. And like every single song I love, but this one I am really, really intrigued in. I feel like this could be a movie. And also one little fun production trick that I heard was during the chorus, you have the lyric, a lightning strike, a fallen tree. And when a lightning strike is said, you have the like, I think it's a drum or something. You have like a sound that indicates that a lightning has struck, and then a fallen tree, and that sound repeats because, you know, it's something that makes noise. I love that. I love little like tricks like that. I always love that. We only have 4 more songs to get into, and the next one is called Drink Deep. Okay, now I feel like I'm getting cursed.
Through bramble and briar, under ash and oak, I went to find the hidden foe. They gave me gowns and riches, cut gold thread with their teeth. And every cup they brought to me, oh, you know I did. Drink deep.
Oh, wow. It kind of has like a little like Lord of the Rings vibe to it. Like it feels like a marching of like an army for like Mordor or something. I love that. It's so dark. I love the vibe of it. The lyrics though, I am so intrigued by. It almost feels like the hidden folk that gave her gowns and riches, cut gold thread with their teeth. Every night I went to see them, no, I did not sleep. And every cup they brought to me, oh, you know, I did drink deep. It's almost like she found solitude when she felt the worst in other people. Like she found her like maybe like a coven, you know, of witches or something like that. I feel like that could be what we're going for here. I wonder what the rest of the song does.
But the thread that they spun was a woman's hair,
A woman's hair?
and a gown stitched from her tenderest flesh,
Oh, wow.
and a cup that they brought up to my lips.
Whoa.
I realized I drank of myself. Yes, it came from
Oh my god.
It was made from me.
So I do indeed feel like I did get cursed by listening to this, but honestly, I am so like, I don't want to say confused because I feel like I know what she's talking about, but I want to know more. Like, does Genius have any annotations to this? Because the thread that they spun was a woman's hair immediately reminded me of like the Fates from Greek mythology, you know, the 3 sisters that spun the threads of fate, and when they cut a thread, somebody died. That's almost like what it reminded me, and I feel like that could connect to what was the song? I think it was called "The Witch Dance," where, you know, she was getting close to death, and we saw, you know, the intercourse with death. I feel like that's almost what this could be, but let's see. This gives an idea of an Ouroboros. Oh, the mythical figure of a serpent eating its own tail. Instead of a harmony being achieved as the tail is consumed, it fuels the growth of another. Considering that Drink Deep uses the Fey folk as a metaphor for Welch's relationship with Turing and performing, it becomes clear that she sacrifices herself for herself. in the name of what she loves the most, the stage. Maybe she felt like she was being in a worse condition because she kept performing, but she also couldn't stop because it's what she lives for. I am so gagged by this. Again, this is, I feel like, another song that I'm gonna listen to back and I'm gonna find so many new things, but I am so just like in awe of her mind, because this is so original. We only have 3 songs left, and so far all of the 9 songs I have added to my liked ones because they're just incredible, and I cannot wait to revisit them off screen to maybe analyze them more and kind of dig deeper into their meanings. But that song was crazy. That was incredible. So the next song is called Music by Men, and this is another one that I claimed. So let's see what it is. Oh, I definitely hear Aaron on this one.
At a couples therapy, you put your headphones in so you didn't have to talk to me. Listening to our own demos on the ride home. You have a bigger ego than you think you do.
Oh.
Slide down in my seat so as not to threaten you. I know how to fall in love, I do it constantly.
Oh.
I fall in love with everyone I meet for 10 minutes at least.
I feel like we are sort of back to the Buckle, Kraken, the Old Religion type songs. I feel like that's what we're sort of talking about, because this definitely feels like a neglectful relationship. That is the topic here. You know, like on the way to couples therapy, you put your headphones in so you didn't have to talk to me. Slide down in my seat so as not to threaten you. Jesus Christ, this person is horrible.
It's not like what I've seen in TV shows. It's not like what I've read in books. It's so much harder than it looks.
Oh.
And there isn't much applause if it required practice, dedication. I just got bored. We discussed something called compromise. Brand new concept that I've never tried. Breaking my bones, getting 4 out of 5. Listening to a song by the 1975. I thought, I might as well give music by men a try.
Oh, wow.
Let me put out a record and have it not ruin my life. Let it be us, let it be home. Let it not be a spotlight standing alone. Running back to the only love I could ever control.
Wow. I am flabbergasted. This was crazy. I feel like this entire thing is talking about, you know, the neglectful relationship that she was in, but also the hopes that she had. You know, she talks about trying out a compromise, which is a brand new concept that I never tried. And then that goes into the chorus, the final chorus, which I feel like shows exactly what she sort of wants. She says, fuck it, I might as well give music by men a try. And I feel like what that means is having somebody next to you that maybe also does music that you can share the spotlight with. I think that's what the final chorus is pointing towards, because you have the let it be us, let it be home, let it not be a spotlight standing alone, and running back to the only love I could ever control. So she wants to share that world with somebody, and she wants to not feel alone with it, even though it's the only love that she could ever control. And the love, I'm assuming, is the love for performing, for being on stage. Let me put out a record and have it not ruin my life is probably the craziest lyric on the entire project. And I feel like on one of the previous songs, I think it was one of the greats. We talked about her medical journey and how she had to cancel some shows from one of the tours. I think it was the Dance Fever tour. So I'm assuming that's what it means because, you know, medical issues have a way of ruining somebody's life like nothing else. I am so intrigued by this song. And I feel like, again, she just has a way with music that it feels so vulnerable, but I don't feel like I've ever heard anything like this before. It's gorgeous and it's very sad, but I feel like it's still very, very beautiful and thought-provoking. We are 10 songs in, we only have 2 more left, so there's not much that can happen, but I already feel like this is one of my favorite albums of the year. This is so profound and so just incredible on all fronts. I had no idea that Florence had so much to offer in music. I mean, I kind of did, but I don't feel like, for some reason, I just never gave her a try with other projects other than Dance Fever. So I think I was in the wrong. Now we have You Can Have It All.
Sit in salt water, calling a vision of my daughter. Light a candle,
Oh no.
place my grief upon the altar. A bird in my hands, a flower, a song. I used to think I knew what sadness was. I was wrong. A piece of flesh, £1,000,000. Am I a woman? No.
Oh my god. Oh.
Stay in the house, move the furniture about. Try and control what I can and feel the world.
Okay, I really don't want to be wrong about this, but this song feels like it is talking about a miscarriage. And I think the lyrics, I sit in the salt water, calling a vision of my daughter. Light a candle, place my grief upon the altar. I used to think I knew what sadness was, I was wrong. A piece of flesh, £1,000,000, am I a woman now? Make that pretty clear. I don't even really know what to say. It's so heartbreaking.
Dug a hole in the garden and buried a scream, and from it grew a bright red tree shining with jagged leaves. And when the wind blows, you can hear it.
Oh wow. Oh.
You can have it all. Free grows cold, can't cut me down. Am I a woman? No.
I am speechless, honestly. Just the amount of agony that is in this song is just, oh wow. I don't even know what to say. This was one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever heard in my life. And the idea that it haunts her, and oh my god. Florence describes her experiences of her ectopic pregnancy and the manner in which her wishes for a family were ripped from beneath her as a violent process. You Can Have It All embodies the scream of her goals of being a performer and mother being violently snatched from her grasp. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what to say. This is really one of the most heartbreaking, just like soul crushing things I've ever heard. And to imagine that she had to go through that, or that anybody before her or after her is gonna have to go through that, is just, it is unthinkable. I feel like I kind of have to move on. All I'm gonna say about the song is that I loved it. I think the way it sounded, it really enhanced the emotion in the lyrics, and I think that's always the best move with producing a song. I'm gonna need some time to get over what I just heard. And now we have reached the last song on this album, which is called And Love. And I hope that this is some sort of like positive ending, because I don't wanna leave on a sad note. I really don't. Oh, but it sounds more peaceful.
Love was not what I thought it was. It crept up on me despite myself. And it was not a love song, it was something else. More like surrendering to something, and more like resting than running. Peace is coming, peace is coming.
Wow, it's so beautiful.
And love was not what I thought it was.
Gorgeous, so beautiful. Oh my god. So this is the end of Everybody Screaming with the song And Love, and I feel like this is a great ending. I think this is a hopeful ending, and it's more so like hoping for a better future, or some sort of like that, where like hoping that peace is gonna come. Talking to Apple Music, Florence Welch recognizes her song as prophecies of events that often have not yet happened. And Love was like, when I wrote that song, I was like, okay, so if the songs have this terrible prescience, if they have this power, if they are spells or manifestations or prayers, let this one be the one that comes true. Oh. And suddenly everything makes okay. So she's putting this song in here as like a manifestation of finding love in the most unexpected way and finding peace in life. I love that. I think she went through so much, and this album is proof of that. You know, a relationship that didn't end well, a medical history that also must have taken a toll on her health, but also on her mental health. But she took all of that hurt, she took all of that sadness and made one of the most beautiful projects I've heard in a while. This was an incredible listen. I feel like I've just fully entered heaven several times during listening to this album. I am just in awe of her songwriting skills. I think that this proves to me that she is practically one of the strongest songwriters we have right now. Like, the concepts she comes up with are insane, and you never see anybody else do anything remotely as complex and profound and thought-provoking as she does. Yeah, I'm so happy I listened to this album, and I think I'm gonna spend some time with it now that I have listened to it for the first time. I think that this is gonna be one of my favorite albums of the year, and I'm really happy that I got to hear this. I feel like this is a piece of art that everybody should hear. But yeah, I think that's it for me today. I really love this album. Typically, when I react to albums, I've only done that once before, but I did do a ranking of The Life of a Showgirl initially after my first listen. I don't think I'm gonna do that with this one. I feel like I always have like a little bit of a, maybe not trouble, but like I just don't want to rank albums that are so vulnerable and touch on such serious topics. But what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna give you my top 5 favorite songs from the project, and that's gonna be on screen now. That's gonna be, again, an editing Freyr job. Hopefully that version of me happens to be tasteful and you're not gonna crucify me for my top 5 in the comments. But either way, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you made it till the end, I love you very much. Go and stream Everybody Scream by Florence The Machine, and I will see you very, very soon next week for actually another album reaction. I know I am not completely just a reaction channel. I do a lot more stuff, but this month pop music decided to be very exciting, and we're gonna be reacting to Lux by Rosalia, which is another artist that I haven't really listened to an album from or of before. It's good that I'm finishing this video now because my ability to speak is fading with every second. So I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around to next week to see my reaction to Lux by Rosalia. And yeah, take care. I love you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.